Hi, this is Dagny Grant, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about brain science and energy. Now, those both sound like pretty heady topics, but I think that we can chunk it down in a couple of ways that will not only help it make some sense to you, but will also perhaps lead you to have a shift in thinking about how easily we can actually create a better life for ourselves. The scientifically proven reality is that we as human beings are 99.9% energy. And the other 1% is this, what we see around us. Pretty wild, right? I know. And here's the deal. See, if you've seen the movie The Secret, you've heard this before, or you may have heard it before anyway, that if you look at a person or anything through a proper microscope, what you'll end up seeing is nothing, really. All we really are is something called quanta, which is vibrating packets of light energy. And that energy vibrates at different hertz, which is a revolution per second. That's what our cells are doing, right? That's what our cells are doing, is they're vibrating at various hertz. What are those hertz determined by? Those hertz are determined by our thoughts, by our brain. And the science of how the brain can kind of trick us into thinking certain things are real when they're really not. Oftentimes those thoughts are just the stories created in our heads based on our pasts and our history, right? Our experiences and our interpretations of those experiences. Our beliefs and patterns of behavior and thinking does literally create our reality. Wild, right? That sounds kind of scary, but what's juicy about that is the power that's in that. Because it is by our thinking that we can also change our reality, by our utilizing the fact that brain science has proven that our thoughts are things. We can use that information to our advantage. Henry Ford once said, whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're right. You know, what we expect to see based on our experiences, what we expect to see in our mind is generally what we will see. What we expect to experience is what we will experience. Our I ams tie into that, right? If our personal I ams are, I am not attractive, or I am not, I'm not supposed to be abundant in all things. My great-grandfather wasn't, and my grandfather wasn't, and my father wasn't, so I'm not intended to be abundant. I'm not intended to be happy. I'm not intended to be healthy. What our I ams are does in fact create our experience. And so it's interesting. Vishen, I wrote his name down here, Lakhiani. Some of you may be familiar with him. He's one of the founders of Mind Valley. Came up with a word that I really love, which is called blissipline. And it's having the discipline of thought to create a life of bliss, basically. And if we think about the brain science, again in terms of energy, the various hertz of vibration that our cells are dancing at will determine the way that we're experiencing the world. For example, the vibrational hertz of depression is very, very low, whereas the hertz of love, that measurement is around 550, 520 revolutions per second. And so we can choose. See, that's what's so amazing. We can choose, based on our thoughts, to increase the vibrational frequency of our cells to create a more juicy, powerful, joy-filled, passion-filled, purpose-driven, intentional life. You want to learn more about that? Stick around, because we'll be talking more about that. For now, this is 5B Grant. Thanks for listening. I appreciate it. Peace.